Hello everyone, welcome to Officers Adda 24/7. My name is Soumya Prakash, and as you all know that we have started our new series Champions, where we are bringing you concept as well as questions, some of the questions to practice. This series will help you to understand that what you have to study in your JIB exams, and you can start your preparation of JIB from now onwards because uh, it will take some time. The units are very voluminous, especially if I talk about principles and practices of banking. So without uh, wasting much of time, I'll be starting today's unit. And today's unit is operational aspects of KYC. In the previous unit, we had seen what KYC is, what AML is, what anti-money laundering is all about, and why it is so important for the bankers to understand the concepts of know your customer. So let's begin today's video on know your customer, with the operational aspects of know your customer. So in know your customer, there is customer acceptance policies. You have to accept the customer, that which customer will you accept, which you will not accept, and what is the policy regarding the acceptance policy of the KYC. As in the previous unit, we have seen that to mitigate the risk of money laundering and terrorist financing plus terrorist financing, the institutions who are into money laundering or terrorist financing, they use banking services or financial institutions so that they can convert their dirty money into clean money, and dirty money gets converted into clean money through the process of money laundering, and this money can be used for terrorist financing as well. That is why it is very important for the bankers to take the KYC properly, and so there is guidelines for how you have to take the KYC, what are the things that you have to keep in mind while taking the KYC documents. So in acceptance policy, no account is opened in anonymous or fictitious Benami name. You have to be very careful that it should not be in the name of any fictitious or Benami name. The KYC should be in the proper name, and you should be able to identify through photographs and through the documents which are being provided to you for opening any kind of account. No account is opened where appropriate customer due diligence measures cannot be applied, either due to non-cooperation of the customer or non-reliability of the document or information furnished by the customer. So whatever questions you are asking, it is not just about that you will be taking only the documents. You will also be asking questions to the customer, and they need to provide you the details in their application forms, that what do they do and from where do they get their money, whether they are salary, they are business person, what kind of business they are into. So it should be important for the bankers that only appropriate customer due diligence is done, and no account is opened where there is non-cooperation of the customer. If he is not willing to reveal that what his background is all about, what he is doing, then you should be very careful. And reliability of the document, whether the document which is being provided to you is reliable or not. Can you believe that that particular identity is right or not of the customer? Third is no transaction or account-based relationship is undertaken without the CDD procedure. Without this procedure, we will not be taking any transaction or account-based. Account-based relationship is where we are opening account, whether it is deposit account or loan account or any kind of transactions, especially where they don't need to open any account. In that also you have to ask few questions You can ask those questions. This is the right of the banker that they can ask questions from the customer so that banker is satisfied that all the transactions which are being done through the banking channel is as per the guidelines of the RBI and the bank. Circumstances in which a customer is permitted to act on behalf of another person entity is clearly spelled out. In many of the cases, we have seen that any account is being operated as a power of attorney. It could be a power of attorney, or in case of companies or any kind of firm, there are some representatives who work or who operate the account on behalf of the actual customer, that is the firm. In that case also, you have to be very careful that they have got the right, they have permission to act on behalf of another person or entity. They have been given that authority that they can use that account, and we have to obtain such documents for our record that so and so person can be has been authorized to work on the behalf of any particular customer or any particular entity. To ensure that identity of the customer that does not match with any person or entity whose name appears in the sanction list circulated by RBI. So RBI circulates this sanction list of customers who are in any kind of debarred list, that they are not allowed to do any kind of transaction with the bank. So as a banker, you have to be very careful while opening any kind of account that this customer uh, is not in any kind of sanction list which is being circulated by the RBI. To verify PAN, permanent account number, obtained through the facility of the issuing authority, we have to verify that the PAN which is being provided is also correct or not. To verify the digital signature of an e-document, if there is any e-document given by the customer, we have to verify the digital signature as well. To the mandatory information to be obtained for KYC purpose during onboarding, periodic updation should be specific in the KYC policy. As we all know that there is a time limit given for different kind of customers. We have to classify the customer as low risk, medium risk, or high risk. And there is a time stipulation given by RBI that you have to obtain the KYC document again. In those cases, you have to update the photograph also in a particular time period. So that has to be done by the banks. In case of joint account, CCD procedure is to be carried out for all joint account holder. CDD is nothing but customer due diligence that we have to do, and in case of joint accounts, we have to do this for every customer of who are jointly going to operate the account. Now comes customer identification process. So what is the identification process? Customer identification process is to be done in following cases. So first is while opening an account or establishing account-based relationship. If we are opening any kind of account, whether it is PPF account or savings account or current account, we have to obtain proper documents. We have to verify all the documents, and as a banker we have to be satisfied that the documents are being provided are as per the guidelines and they are valid documents. Undertaking international transfer for non-account holders. Whenever we are undertaking any kind of international transfer, if there is any remittance that has to be done, then also you have to be very careful about the identification of the customer. If a doubt arises about authenticity of an existing customer or adequacy or correctness of information about the customer, if you have any doubt regarding any kind of transactions which are being done by the customer, then also you have to do this customer identification procedure. Selling any product including third-party products, loading, reloading of prepaid travel card for value over 50,000. So any kind of credit card, prepaid card, any kind of travel card which we are giving above 50,000, we have to obtain these KYC documents because we have to identify the customer. In that case also where there is no account opening, but the customer is only uploading or reloading these prepaid cards. Carrying out a transaction or series of connected transaction valuing over 50,000 for a walk-in customer. If there is a walk-in customer, he is coming to your branch just for maybe getting a draft printed or transferring amount. If there is a summation of 50,000 and more, then you have to take the you have to do this customer identification procedure. When there is doubt that a customer is intentionally structuring transactions below threshold of 50,000. This is something which is very important for all the bankers, that usually when money laundering, uh, any kind of money laundering or terrorist financing happens, usually the customer knows that they can do cash transactions below 50,000 and they will be doing multiple transactions of below 50,000 so that their transactions doesn't get noticed. So as a banker, if there is a customer in your branch who is regularly visiting your branch and he's depositing or withdrawing and the money is below 50,000, so you have to be very careful. You have to take the identity and you have also to ask the questions that what their what kind of business or what kind of activity they are doing. Now comes KYC norms and customer due diligence process. Customer due diligence include customer identification as we have seen in the previous slide, and also obtaining information about the customer's location, activity, purpose for which banking services will be used. So there are three things, not just three things, it is four point that you have to keep in mind. First is customer identification. For customer identification, we take there are various documents through which we can identify who the customer is. Second is customer location, where he stays, where he's from, what is his permanent address, what is his correspondence address. We take these details so that we know a little more about the customer, that what is the location of the customer. Third is activity, what kind of activity the customer is into, whether is salaried in private sector, public sector, in government sector, any of the sector, or are they doing any kind of business? So what kind of business they have, what the background of the business is, where the business is located. If suppose someone is doing business in Gujarat and they are using banking services in UP, then you have to be very careful that why they are doing their transactions in UP if their main activity is in Gujarat. So as a banker, you have to be very diligent that you should know what kind of activity the customer is doing. Now comes purpose for which banking services will be used. So for what purpose he will be opening any account, if it is current account or saving account. So what kind of transactions will be routed through the account, whether it is for remittance to foreign countries. So what is that, why do they want to do foreign transactions? Why do they want to send remittance to the foreign country? Do they have their family there? Any family member is there? So we have to ask these questions from the customer. Depending on the risk perceived from the customer, information on nature of business or activity, location, mode of payment, volume of turnover, social and financial status, etc. is collected for completing the profile of the customer. So after knowing all these kind of informations, we will be able to make a complete profiling. we will be able to do the complete profiling of the customer, that what our customer is actually into, what kind of business he or she is into. So this will give us a clear idea that when we know what kind of business they are doing, where it is located, what will be the mode of payment. Mode of payment is cash or through check or banker's check or draft. Volume of turnover, how much transactions is being done. Social and financial status. So what is social and financial status? It is like someone is whether working in a government department or private department, or they are into MNCs, and what kind of, at what level they are working. So with that we can understand what kind of social and financial status the customer is having. Now, in customer due diligence procedure, we have to take some documents from the customers. We have different kind of customers, and for different kind of customers, we have different kind of documents which we obtain. So first kind of customer is any individual. So in case of individuals, we usually take Aadhaar card, a certified copy of officially valid document containing details of identity and address. In case of non-resident Indians or person of Indian origins, we are not opening account only of the resident Indians, we'll be opening account for foreign uh, non-resident Indians as well as person of Indian origin also. Person of Indian origin might, they will be having a passport of a different country. So for them also we are opening account and we are doing transactions. So in that case we have to take documents certified by authorized official of overseas branches of scheduled commercial bank registered in India, branches of overseas bank with whom Indian bank have relationship, notary public abroad, court magistrate or judge or Indian embassy, consulate general in the country where non-resident custom. We have to take one recent photograph in all the cases, and PAN or Form 60 where there is a PAN not available, then we can take Form 60. So we have seen this, that in case of individuals we'll be taking Aadhaar card, we'll be taking certified copy of OVD, we will be taking authorized documents certified by authorized officials in case of NRI, person of Indian origin, recent photograph, and PAN card or PAN number or Form 60 where PAN number is not available. Now, in case of what is officially valid document, there are few documents which has been specified by the RBI that these documents will be considered as officially valid document. So first document is passport, second document is driving license, third is proof of possession of Aadhaar card, voter's identity card issued by Election Commission of India. Fifth is job card issued by NREGA, duly signed by an officer of the state government. It should be duly signed by the officer of state government, and letter issued by National Population Register containing details of name and address. These are some of the documents which you can take where address is not updated in the above officially valid documents. So in that case, you can take address proof, utility bill, which is not more than 2 months old. Second is property or municipal tax receipt. Third is pension or family pension payment orders, that is PPOs. Letter of allotment of accommodation from employer. So in cases where latest address is not updated in the officially valid document, these are additional documents which you can take as a banker from the customers to identify their latest correspondence address. Where any of the above mentioned document is obtained for address purpose, within 3 months an OVD with current address must be submitted by the customer. Where you are taking these documents because customer is not having any OVD where new address is given, then you will get 3 months of time. After 3 months of time, the customer, you have to give 3 months of time to the customer so that he can get the current address mentioned in any of the OVDs given above. Now, in case of change in name, usually women in India, they will change their name after marriage. So in that case, you have to take an OVD with previous name along with marriage certificate or gadget notification indicating the change in name can be accepted. Aadhaar based KYC, for Aadhaar based KYC to be used only with the written consent of the customer, must be redacted by on the uh, bank's record, physical and electronic, retaining only the last 4 digits of the Aadhaar card. A customer wanting credit of benefit subsidy under a notified scheme, biometric authentication of Aadhaar will be mandatory. In most of the branches, in most of the banks, we are preferring biometric authentication nowadays. For a customer voluntarily using Aadhaar number for identification purpose, bank may carry out eKYC authentication or offline verification. So bank, for a customer who is voluntarily using Aadhaar card for identification purpose, we can do eKYC authentication or offline verification. If a customer provides a current address different from that in Aadhaar, a self-declaration is to be obtained. So in that case where current the Aadhaar has not been updated with the current address, then in that case you can take a self-declaration from the customer. Now, account of non-face-to-face customer where OTP based Aadhaar verification is done and the customer is not in front of you. So in that case, there are some restrictions when you're opening an account for a non-face-to-face customer with OTP based eKYC Aadhaar, then these are the restrictions that the bank has to follow. Aggregate balance of all deposit account of customer shall not exceed 1 lakh. In that case, the aggregate balance in all the deposit accounts whether it is saving account, term deposit, RD, any kind of account which is being opened under the same customer number, in that case it should not exceed 1 lakh rupees. Aggregate of credit in a financial year in all deposit account together shall not exceed 2 lakh. There should not be credit of more than 2 lakhs in those accounts. For borrower accounts are the loan accounts. So in case of loan accounts, only term loan shall be sanctioned, and aggregate amount of term loan sanctioned shall not exceed 60,000 in a year. So in that case, you cannot give CC, you cannot give overdraft, you can give only term loan, and in the term loan should also be not be of more than 60,000 in a year. Both deposit and borrower account shall not be allowed for more than 1 year, within which normal mode identification is to be done. Both, whether it is deposit account or borrower account, it will be allowed not more than 1 year. So after 1 year, you have to get the documentation verified as in a normal mode. If OVD is not submitted, CDD procedure not completed within a year, a deposit account will be closed. So, excuse me, if officially valid document is not submitted or customer due diligence procedure cannot be done within a year, then we can close that account. And in case of loan account, there will be no further disbursals. That is, no further disbursements can be done in those accounts. And a declaration to be obtained that no other account using this mode has been opened nor will be opened at any other financial institution or bank. And in that case, you also have to take a declaration from the customer that they cannot open multiple accounts where they have used this non-face-to-face OTP based Aadhaar verification. For that, the bank will obtain a undertaking from the customer. Now, in case of sole proprietorship firms, what is a sole proprietorship firm? Sole proprietorship firms are firms where a single person looks after the almost all aspects of the company, and it is very difficult for any institution, whether it is bank or CAs, to bifurcate which the accounts of the person and the company. In especially in case of sole proprietorship firms, it sometimes merges that what they are doing, the personal income as well as the income of the business, they are not separate. So in case of sole proprietorship firm, you have to obtain registration certificate license issued by municipal authorities under Shop and Establishment Act, sales and income tax returns, CST, VAT, GST certificate, provisional or final, certificate or registration document by sales tax, service tax, or professional tax authorities, importer exporter code issued by, this is in case of those customers, those firms which are into import and export, issued by the proprietary concern by the office of DGFT or license or certificate of practice issued, complete income tax return, not just the acknowledgement in the name of sole proprietor, and utility bills. In case of companies, you have to obtain these documents. So in case of companies, you will be obtaining certificate of incorporation, memorandum and article of association, permanent account number of the company, particular of the beneficial owner where it is applicable, resolution of the board of directors and power of attorney granted to its manager, officers or employees to transact business on its behalf, and KYC documents of the beneficial owner, the authorized signatories, and the managers, officers, or employees, as the case may be, holding an attorney to transact on the company's behalf. So first of all, we will take certification of incorporation, that when the company was incorporated. Memorandum and article of association clearly mentions that what kind of activity the company will be doing, what will be the structure of their company, and these documents are very important, that what kind of business they will be into and whether they will be able to open account in banks or not, permanent account number of the company, particulars of the beneficial owner. Resolution of the board of directors is regarding that in which bank do they want to open their account. Resolution will also be based on that what kind of transactions will be routed from that account, who will be the authorized signatory in those accounts. So these, regarding a resolution regarding all this is to be compiled, and that has to be submitted while opening any account in the bank. And we have to take KYC documents of all the persons who will be dealing with the account, the authorized signatories, officers or employees as the case may be, and if there is any POA holder, then also we will be taking their KYC documents. In case of partnership firms, in case of partnership firms, we will be taking registration certificate, partnership deed. Permanent partnership deed consists of all the uh, terms and conditions regarding the partnership. PAN number of the partnership firm and KYC document of partners, beneficial owner, person holding power of attorney to transact. So whoever will be transacting in the account and KYC of partners, every KYC will be obtained while opening account of partnership firm. In case of trust, certificate of registration, trust deed, PAN of Form 60 of the trust and documents of the, this is the KYC documents of beneficial owner, person holding any attorney, is if there is any power of attorney, then we will be taking KYC document of that person also. In case of unincorporated association of or body of individuals where they are coming together for a particular work voluntarily, then in those kind of associations will be taking a resolution of the managing body of such association or body of individuals, will be taking PAN number or Form 60 of unincorporated association or a body of individuals, will be taking power of attorney granted to transact on its behalf, KYC documents of the members of managing body, beneficial owners and the person holding an attorney to transact on its behalf, and such information as may be required by the bank to collectively establish legal existence of such an association. We can take any kind of document which is particular to any kind of these unincorporated associations or body of individuals, which can give us assurance that there is some legal existence of such an association. Other judicially persons, in other judicially persons will come which are not specified covered above. It could be any society, it could be universities, it could be any local bodies like village panchayat. In that case, you have to obtain documents showing name of the person authorized to act on behalf of the entity, document of the beneficial owner and the person holding an attorney to transact on its behalf, and such document as may be required by the bank to establish legal existence of such an entity, juridical person. So we will be taking first of all the documents that who will be authorized to uh, deal in the account, who will be operating the account. So we will need one document for that. We will be needing KYC document of beneficial owner or person of attorney or the members of that particular society or university or local body. And third is any document which can give the detail of legal existence of such an entity or judicial person. So now some of the questions from what we have done till here. Which of the following is true in respect to customer acceptance policy? No account is opened in anonymous or fictitious Benami name. No account is opened where appropriate customer due diligence measures cannot be applied either due to non-cooperation of the customer or non-reliability of the document or information furnished by the customer. No transaction or account-based relationship is undertaken without following the CDD procedure. CDD is customer due diligence. Circumstances in which a customer is permitted to act on behalf of another person or entity is clearly spelled out. to ensure that the identity of the customer does not match with any person or entity whose name appears in the sanction list circulated by RBI. Verify PAN obtained through the facility of the issuing authority. So you have to find the correct one. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? All are true except 2 and 3. All are true except 1 and 2. All are true. So the right answer will be all are true in this case, as we had seen in our slide. Now next question is, which of the following is not correct in respect to customer identification procedure while opening an account or establishing account-based relationship? We have to uh, obtain identification. We have to do this identification process, and you have to see that the question is asking is which of the following is not correct. Undertaking international transfer for non-account holders. If a doubt arises about authenticity of an existing customer or adequacy or correctness of information about the customer. Selling any product, including third-party product, loading or reloading of prepaid travel cards for value of over 1 lakh, carrying out a transaction or series of connected transactions valuing 80,000 for a walk-in customer when there is a doubt that a customer is intentionally structuring transactions below the threshold of 80,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, or is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It is 4, 5 and 6 because in every case it is 50,000. It is 50k, 50k or 50,000, and this is also 50,000. So right answer is C. Which of the following is or are not a officially valid document? Passport, driving license, PAN card, proof of possession of Aadhaar card, voter's identity card issued by Election Commission of India, job card issued by NREGA, duly signed by an officer of the state government, letter issued by National Population Register containing details of name and address. Only 3, 6 and 7, 4 and 7, 5 and 6. Right answer is A. Only 3. PAN card is not officially a valid document. Which of the following is or are required in case of opening of account of a company? Certificate of incorporation, partnership deed, Memorandum and Article of Association, Registration Certificate, PAN of company, resolution of the Board of Director and power of attorney granted to its manager, officers or employees to transact business on its behalf, KYC document of the beneficial owner, the authorized signatories and the managers, officers or employees as the case may be holding an attorney to transact on the company's behalf, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 1, 3, 5, 6 and 7, 1, 3, 4 and 6, 1, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So what are required in case of opening account of a company? We don't need partnership deed, we don't need registration certificate. Other documents are required, so it is 1, 3, 5, 6 and 7. So right answer is B. Which of the following is or are not required in case of opening account of partnership firm? Registration certificate, partnership deed, memorandum and article of association, permanent account, PAN number of partnership firm, KYC document of the partner, the beneficial owner, and the person holding power of attorney to transact on its behalf. Only two, only one, only three, 3 and 5. So right answer will be only 3. This is not required because we take memorandum and article of association in case of opening account in case of company. So this is it, and it is difficult to complete the whole unit, and we have already launched. This is not the complete unit of Unit 3, which is on operational aspects of KYC. There are a lot of things which are still being not covered in this particular video, and since we go into detail in, we will be going into the detail of everything during our paid classes. It is better, and we have already launched our paid classes for May and May JIB May 2025, and you will be having sufficient time, because if you will see that around 165 units are total in all the 4 subjects of JIB, so you should start your preparation now. And for that you can enroll for our courses by going to the Adda 24/7 site. If you have not downloaded the app, first of all download the app. You can download it through Google Play or Apple Store, and then you have to go to all courses, JIB CIB. Here you can see that you can take JIB CIB Mahapack or JIB May 2025. If you will be buying JIB Mahapack, you will get additional benefits of test series, as well as you will get the benefit of other batches also which we launch. So increment batch has been launched for especially for JIB May 2025. It is going to be live from 30th of November. The batches are available in both the languages, English and Hindi, and so you can buy any of the courses of your choice. And for buying, you have to go to buy now and use the code Y984, and when you apply you are getting 79% off. So you can register for our paid classes and we'll be going through all the units in complete detail. So with that, thanks for watching this video, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, then subscribe the channel, share the video with all your friends, colleagues on your WhatsApp group or Facebook group or Telegram group, so that they can also come to know that they can do the preparation of JIB through Adda 24/7 platform. With that, thanks a lot.